This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, AWD Planner, Kempower and Bilkomponenter.
Yo, what's up? Today we are at Strandlykkja. It's a bit weird location. I started here because of roadworks. Okay, whatever. But this is BYD Sealion 7. I tested before in Thailand. That was a smaller battery, 82.5 kWh. And also the bigger battery here in Norway, but it was winter, February. Now it's summer, nice and warm. Well, not super warm, but you know, when I tested in Thailand, it became a bit thirsty. I'm not sure what's up with that, so I'm gonna test again now to see if we get better result, or is this still a thirsty beast? So it's white this time, and also it has fairly fresh software now with 230 kilowatt charging. Yeah, gonna see about that later, but today it's all about the range test. So first I have to show you the kids with me. Axel is there, Isabella is over there. It's perfect sleeping time. Oh, I wish I had soft clothes. Okay, but I better not idle it too long. So we need to go over here and back in a little loop, and then I need to also reset. Okay, now there, because this turns up every time we restart the car. So that's the way to to reset the trip meter. So let's start. Well, on the move, we start with 120 test first. I have to cruise 122 on the speedo. That becomes 120. There is some Friday afternoon traffic, so yeah, I need to compensate for this and go slightly faster once I can pass these guys. Oh man, and I almost forgot how nice it is in here. We have good soundproofing, nice handling, nice comfort, not sporty, not too sporty. Comfortable seats. Oh, what the heck, man? Bringing auto steer is a bit weird though. But overall though, a nice package. And you know, in Norway the Sealion 7 is the 11th most sold EV here. Yeah, so that just tells you how good this car is. It's a very nice package for the money, you know, all-wheel drive, big battery, and also now really fast charging. But I just have to find out, is this a thirsty beast like I measured before, or was it just a weird measurement? Alright, I turn around here at I'm not sure what it's called, but anyway, it's not too relevant. But you see that it was at 25 kilometers on the trip down here, and then, well, like most Chinese cars, we don't have proper trip meter here, except for MG. Yeah, but this shows for the past 50 kilometers the rolling average, so which means that by the time we are back at the starting position, it should be more or less at 50 kilometers, right? But we're also gonna stop the car and calculate also how the consumption is. Okay, back at the start position, Axel woke up. 51 kilometers reported here. It's supposed to be 52 kilometers according to Google. It seems that this car underreports slightly. But let me see. Okay, 252 watt hour per kilometer, but the consumption was in energy 13.4 kilowatt hour. Okay, as soon as we start driving, then Axel is calm again. So now we're doing the 90 test. 92 on the speedo is 90 GPS speed. Well, the car speed jumps up a little bit, up and down. Yeah, but oh man, it is so nice to have seat ventilation right now. Oh, there. Well, it's only 15 degrees Celsius outside. Man, this driver attention warning is getting very annoying. If I just want to go here and then zoom out a bit, right? And I have to watch where I'm tapping, otherwise I might miss-tap and go over here. And then it's like, please focus on driving. So it's being oversensitive, really. You can't really take off your eyes for just a couple of seconds before it starts nagging you. Let me see if I can replicate that. Okay, I'm just gonna look at the main screen now for a couple of seconds, and there you go. Well, you could turn it off, of course, but then I wonder if that messes up the auto steer, because if I do this, turn off this, then well, auto steer works now, but sometimes it seems like auto steer is totally gone and I cannot re-engage it again until I restart the car. Oh, it's doing some weird movements also. It seems like it messes up when there is a merge. Oh, I forgot to stop there because I normally don't use that as a starting point, but whatever. Okay, just gonna measure it here, slightly off, but okay. It might be at slightly higher elevation also versus down there. Okay, let me just apply some correction here, but stop the car and then we see 52.3 and 10.1 kilowatt hour. So based on the test today, seems like we get more or less the same result as the one in Thailand, even though it was warmer, but then it was a night in Thailand and was measured around Chiang Mai on the motorway there. So of course slightly different surface versus here. Over there is concrete, here is asphalt, but it seems like this car is not the most efficient. Model Y, for example, is more efficient. Or I think the Sealion is not really counted as a full-size SUV, so similar to maybe even an ID.7. So, well, maybe not the best efficiency, which means that the good charging speed that we get in this car, nice and flat, actually 230 kilowatt or 200 plus kilowatts, is eaten up by the inefficiency. But it's still a nice car, comfortable, and all that stuff I mentioned before. So then we'll see eventually in the 1,000 kilometer challenge, how schnell will it be, huh? It should be a big improvement over before because the charging curve now has been boosted versus before. So that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.